The Wild West, myth or reality? Highway 50 tells the stories. In 1848, gold was discovered in California. Prospectors, adventurers, gamblers all rushed west to San Francisco. In Nevada, they had to cross high deserts and mountain ranges on a centuries-old pathway. When gold and silver were discovered along this pathway, mine camps sprang up which turned into western towns. A century later, Hollywood transformed the Wild West into the stuff of legend. The Western is all about the landscape, and the perfect landscape was found in Moab.
Good morning, Utah.
We're early again. Anyway, good morning. It's Thursday morning.
The Old West movies. It is a big part of Moab's history for sure. You know, they're always looking for locations, and so they came out here, and the very first movie was called Wagon Master, and then Rio Grande, and one after the other.
I'm Sharon Williams, and I live in Moab, Utah. We're at the Apache Motel here in Moab. Now that you have to sit still a minute. Okay. When the stars would come here, mainly John Wayne was our very first, they would stay here and stay in the John Wayne suite, which is a big 2-bedroom unit. It's amazing how many people stop in here just because John Wayne slept here and have to sleep in that same bed. This picture here is a picture of John Wayne with our mayor at the age of 15 and his cousin. It's a very rare picture of John Wayne because he does not have his toupee on.
I think my dog ate the cat's food.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. All these pictures here were filmed mainly in our Moab area. And all these stars also stayed here while being here filming. You have John Ford, very well known. Of course, John Wayne. You've got Stuart Whitman. You've got Henry Fonda, Ricardo Montalban, Anthony Quinn, Yvonne DiCarlo. We've got Paul Hogan, Bill Cosby.
I came to Moab just on a fun trip. I drove by this ranch and it was love at first sight. My name's Colin Fryer, and I'm lucky enough to live right here at Red Cliffs Lodge in Moab, Utah. In the meantime, I found out about the movie heritage. There was a movie ranch, and still is to this day. In the 60s, there was a big movie here all the time. The movie Rio Grande was made in 1950, and that was filmed almost entirely here on the ranch. There's Maureen O'Hara faking that she's having heat stroke right out in this pasture right here. I thought, well, I'm interested in that stuff, isn't everybody else? So I started collecting it, and the more I collected, the more I found out there had been. Right now, we're in a small museum that I developed as part of the Red Cliffs Lodge. And right around here, I've got a piece that I kind of like. Do you remember the scene where Thelma and Louise go off the cliff? Well, Thelma and Louise weren't really driving that car, you know. There were two dummies in there. And this is Louise. Hi there.
Is this the mochila?
The original Marlboro man started on this ranch. They tell me they used to have 700,000 young men try out to get on the Marlboro team in Germany, and then they came right here. My role is usually a guy in the background on a horse. Part of the draw is a myth, and that myth was started by the movies because the movies portrayed the cowboy as this brave man living out in the wild, doing manly kinds of things. You know, you got pretty women, pretty scenery, you got a great job, who wouldn't want that?
I grew up in Denver, Colorado, moved to Nebraska, ended up in Phoenix, Arizona, and I didn't like it. There were too many people. So then I turned around and went back the other way. Luigi Heinrich Chalet. Where I live now, right here in this truck. A lot of clubs and bars, they want you to play top 40, but I don't care. I do what I want. If they don't like it, they can fire me. If I can survive here, I'll stay. This could be a good home. I got my guitar. I'll be there to catch your smile. I'll be there to chase your heartaches away.
We're early again. Anyway, good morning. It's Thursday morning and you're listening to Odd Bins with
Vicky
and Pedia. We're going to bring you 3 hours of our usual bits and bobs.
for you here in Moab.
It's the manager's special.
Yes.
We've got a manager in here. He's looking very non-managerial, actually.
Sometimes I'm not sure if people actually listen to what it is that we're saying.
I don't think they do.
Or whether they're just like, oh, they're the ladies with the accents.
Yeah.
You know, so
No,
we
we did
just
have somebody call in once and say, you know, you've got cute accents, but can you shut up and play some more music?
My name is Sally Hodges and I live in Moab, Utah.
I was born in Bristol, in England.
And my name is Helene Rohr, and I was born in Hamburg, Germany. I was on a road trip and found Moab. I would consider myself probably something of a dropout. Or in German, an Aussteiger. I scaled down significantly from my previous life in the TV commercial industry in Los Angeles.
I got a serious.
You actually brought up a really good point there.
Did I? The mythology of the cowboy in cowboy films.
Yeah, because
Hollywood.
it was good versus bad.
I think I might have just been attracted to some kind of energy, or maybe even because I read Karl May when I was younger. I mean, there was definitely something here where I just thought, wow, it's just beautiful.
You know what it is for me? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
Yes, you are interrupting.
You know what it is? I've just
in a
realised what it is though. It satiates my soul.
On my road trip, I first came in and it was a 2-lane road, you know, and now it's a 4-lane. We got a traffic light now, a second traffic light outside of town. That's new.
We got two.
We got 2 new traffic
Two more
lights.
traffic lights.
Yeah, so that's big.
You talk about the adventurism of the Old West movies. There's still that sense of adventurism today. The activities that happen around here. This became very famous for base jumping. There's extreme jeeping that goes on. And another one that was just in the paper a couple of weeks ago. Slackliner, right.
Yes. You're listening to Odd Bins with
Vicky,
Pedia, and the manager.
And we're
You're masters of half knowledge,
concluding the manager's special.
Are you okay with Moab being a tourist town and with all the people that come into Moab?
To be fair, there is a certain amount of intrusiveness when a town on any given spring or fall day explodes to 35,000 people. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean that's a real effect.
This place was only settled 100 years ago. For goodness sake. I mean, if you look on the grand scale of things, none of us are very welcome.
But anyway, it is a rich movie history. I was taking a river float last fall, and someone said, oh, there's where the car at the end of Thelma and Louise fell off the cliff.
So just over here, below us is the Colorado River, and believe it or not, this point here it's known actually as Thelma and Louise Point, and this is where they actually shot Thelma and Louise in their car. That phenomenal scene right at the end that nobody was expecting, and it went straight over.
My name is Daniel. I also go by Suelo, and I live in Moab. I usually live in a cave. Yeah, Moab's not innocent, and it's a lot worse than when I first came here. But at least it's still quiet, and the core population, like in the wintertime, and the core population is the locals that stay here all year long are a different sort of folk. And I don't feel like they're here because they're trying to make it up the company ladder. They're just here because it's beautiful and because of people. But you also have the tourists, and they drive the locals crazy. Yeah, that's pretty obnoxious. In 2000, I decided to totally give up money, so I haven't taken or used money since 2000. I get food from dumpsters and wild edibles and people's generosity. My life has been an experiment with just taking things as they come, a pay-it-forward philosophy. No animal consciously trades with another, but everything gets what it needs in the pay-it-forward system. And I feel like human society and human economy would balance out if we all took on that mentality again. My dad was a cowboy, basically. I didn't really grow up like that, but we had a horse once growing up. But I do feel like there is a spirit of the Wild West that's still alive.
Route 50 crosses the border between Utah and Nevada. Leading through a high desert and many mountain ranges, this is the loneliest section of the legendary route, feared by early adventurers. Its most recent fame comes from the warning published in Time Life magazine. It's totally empty, don't travel it unless you're confident in your survival skills.
I'm Ed Spear. I was born and raised in Ely, Nevada, as well as my parents. We're fourth generation here in White Pine County. This is the loneliest road in America, dubbed that from a Time Life magazine article back in the 80s. So we took that to heart and decided to name it the loneliest road in America. There's a big one coming. Holy smoke! And there's another one behind him. Since the article came out, the loneliest road in America is no longer the loneliest road in America. The West is very roughly settled. I mean, it was because it was a harsh environment. The weather changes really fast here. I mean, it'll snow tonight, the sun will come out, the snow will be gone tomorrow. It is a high desert. Ely has got a lot of history. I mean, it's really got what it was to be out here in the West 150 years ago. These 8 movie sets here. I can't even tell you how many shootouts because it was rough. I mean, it was a mining camp. These guys were out here without their families, drinking, working hard all day. Dance hall girls, gambling, and prostitution. It was a way of life, and it still is today.
My name is Burt Roywood, and I live in Ely, Nevada.
My name is Paul Kellogg. Burt and I have been partners for like 30 years.
My name is Jason Roywood. I live in Las Vegas, and I'm Burt's son.
I was born in Minden, Germany. When I was 9 years old, my parents moved to Canada. The hotel's been here since 1929. It was the tallest structure in the state of Nevada. If anything happens in Ely, it happens at the Hotel Nevada.
Nevada's always been a wild, wild state with wide open gambling, you know, wide open brothels, dancing girls, gunfights. Right here is the Big Four, which is just about a block away, and it is the oldest brothel in the state of Nevada. These were part of gunfights that took place at that time. This is called a flare gun. They used it on a train. If the train gets in trouble, they shoot a flare out of it.
I worked in Las Vegas for over 20 years, and I used to come fishing and hunting up here all the time. That's how I found this place. An interior decorator would probably have a heart attack if he came in here.
Behind the scenes, we try to bring everything up to date. The future of the Hotel Nevada is try to bring in the new style, the new technology of gaming into the Wild Wild West casinos.
People come in here to see, they want to see the past, and the Hotel Nevada really represents Nevada's past.
Long before Ely became a town and long before cars ever drove on Highway 50, young men rode their horses along this route. The famous Pony Express was the fastest mail delivery service at that time in America.
The Pony Express had a real impact on the American way of life out west here. Although it was very short-lived. It started in April of 1860 and was over in November of 1861. They put out advertisements in several newspapers wanting young men to come and ride for the Pony Express. And some of the criteria is they had to be fairly decent horsemen, very small in stature and size, really quite quick with a gun. They also wanted to be orphans. And once telegraph lines came across, that pretty well ended the need for the Pony Express.
Three years after the Pony Express ended, the next town along Route 50 was settled. Eureka, I found it, called the prospector that discovered the silver ore. The name stuck, and the town's population exploded to 10,000 people. Today, the only reminders of that boom are the old opera house and the newspaper museum. This was the printing room for the Eureka Sentinel for over 100 years. Through the invention of the telegraph, news quickly spread around the world. Local stories about sensational gold and silver discoveries helped to attract more and more adventurers.
The paper started printing in here in 1879, and everything you have up on the wall is basically 1880s. This is all original.
It smells like an old printing press room. It smells like ink. Andy Rossman, Eureka, Nevada.
Retailer, I live in Eureka, Nevada. They're all different ones. You have the ads, then you have the old flyers from the shows they had at the Opera House.
Which you will see.
I came to Eureka in 1996 and started working at the museum in 2002.
I'm a newbie. I came to Eureka about a year ago because I actually got the job as the director of the Opera House. The building was built in the 1880s. When, of course, movies came out, live entertainment fell by the wayside. So that was its next incarnation, was becoming a movie theater. It was restored and back open to the public, and we have entertainment once a month. Well, okay. No. Okay. All right. Welcome to the Opera House. The curtain that is behind me was actually designed in 1924. A lot of the businesses that you see that are advertised on the curtain were businesses that existed in Eureka at that point in time. There were a lot of people that came to Nevada that were European and had a varied cultural background. People travel this route, and then it's sort of like the discover treasures along Highway 50. That they didn't really expect. When you see a sign that says gas 75 miles further down the road, make sure that you follow that.
The next town along the route owes its existence to the Pony Express. According to the local legend, one of the riders tripped over a rock and found silver. The mining camps became the town of Austin. But silver prices dropped, and so did the population. Today, Austin is called a living ghost town.
You could have at least put some socks on. I was born in Wyoming, and I grew up in Wyoming until I was 17, and then I moved here. And when I first moved here, I was horrified. What are my parents doing to me? And then I met Kip, who's local, and been here ever since.
I don't know that there's any worse thing about Austin. Everything about it is nice, and it's home, and I have 3 generations of family that's lived here. 4 generations if you count my children.
It seems boring, it's really not.
One time we had a population of almost 10,000 people, and now we only have a population of 280, but I don't see us as a ghost town. We have too much happening here. I'm Kip Helming. I live in Austin, Nevada.
I'm Jessie Helming and I live in Austin, Nevada.
I'm Dee Helming and I live in Austin, Nevada. My son is in Salt Lake. He ran off and joined a rock and roll band.
I thought it was neat. He's following a dream of his. He's had this dream ever since he started playing drums, and I think that's great.
Oh yeah, they're going to be famous very soon.
I've recently left a job that I've been with for 28 years and started into a new field, into the geothermal field, which is a source of green energy, and it's becoming pretty popular in Nevada.
Solar and wind energy are more and more important for Nevada's economy. But the big money is still in gambling and in the large open-pit mines.
Kip's family, they've always done prospecting and had gold claims. Unfortunately, we don't have the claims anymore. It'd be nice if we did.
My father-in-law started working over here in about 1985. He met his second wife over here, and she still works for the mine. My nephew worked on the apprenticeship program. My brother worked out here. My son came to work here right out of high school and worked here for about a year.
I never get tired of looking at it. I really don't.
How many feet down is it?
It's about 1,000, 1,500 feet from the highest point. Every day at noon, we blast so the shovels can come dig. They can't just dig the free dirt because it's not loose enough. We just want to fluff it up and make it land back down.
At one time, they had found the largest gold nugget in the world here, about like that. It was really huge. The largest one they'd found before that was in the 1800s. We're in Manhattan, one of Nevada's historic ghost towns. It was founded in 1905. One of Nevada's two largest banks was forced to close because of the 1907 Depression. Just like the rest of Nevada, it has a huge boom and bust economy. And behind us is a headframe from one of the old mines. Because of the rise in gold prices, there's like a resurgence. People have held their gold claims for 2 or 3 generations, and they're coming in and starting to mine them, little one-man, two-man operations. I think the lowest point that Manhattan ever hit was 10. If you have less than a certain amount of population and things don't grow much, you know, all of a sudden you're a ghost town. But we hang in there.
My mother went to school to Manhattan, at that old school in Manhattan. That one was found by my mother, probably one of the best bottles she had ever found. And that was given to me years and years and years ago when I started digging and collecting the bottles. And she felt that by giving it to me, it would preserve a little family continuity. Well, you know, people collect paintings, they collect swords, they collect vases. Oh, and bottles is just another thing that people collect. And actually it is associated with mining. Most all these bottles and the stuff in this case were purchased and used at one time by miners in the 1800s. They were a pretty rowdy group, and they were out in the middle of nowhere, and so they celebrated a lot. Some of them were in the dumps, but primarily in the old outhouses, which was where, you know, back in the day people went to the bathroom, and of course yeah, it sounds terrible, but when in modern days it's just dirt. When you dig through it, you find various things that they threw down in the hole 140 years ago, digging for treasures.
Some of the bottles are just amazing, the prices on them. Some of those can sell for $50,000, $60,000 a piece.
But I like to kind of look at the history too, because it tells you a little bit about the people that lived here before. People in the 1800s were very trashy. They just threw their trash in the backyard, and it would have been terrible how it would have smelled back then.
Well, we're on Highway 50 on the east end of Austin. I
come to Nevada and started working in a mine. I used to be a mechanic until I got tired of doing it. My name is Ray Salisbury. I've lived in Austin since 1970. As you can see my sign, it says what I have. There is antiques, there's junk, there's stuff. I go around in the summertime when it's nice and find rocks, and I polish rocks and sell rocks and things like that with my, well, it says rocks. This is a local rock, and maybe I should have brought a bigger one. But we have a blue agate. I just have lots of rocks too. No. 1949 Dodge. Getting wore out. I used it a week ago to plow snow with. You want to hear it run? It's getting too tall for me. When people get stuck, I can go pull them out. City boys. My wife found this bottle. It was probably made in 1880 or I don't know how old it is, but it's a pretty valuable bottle. Is worth about $2,500. In them days, husband and wives didn't want each other to know they drank, so they throw their bottles in the toilet. One of the nicest things I ever found in a toilet. I don't really know what it is, but I had it wrapped in silver and gold for my wife, but well, I'm still lonely. But they was good to her.
You were in St. George's Episcopal Church, built in 1878. It's the only one of the original churches that still functions as a church. I was raised a Catholic, but I know how to play the organ a little bit, and nobody else around here does. Wally Trapp now. I live in Austin, Nevada part of the time, and in Northern California part of the time. I've been coming here in the summers for 62 years, since 1950. We don't have very many stores in town. No grocery store, no bank, no drugstore, and lots of things we don't have, like we used to.
But one very visible monument to past riches towers over Austin. More than 100 years ago, Anson Stokes, the biggest mine owner in the area, built himself a summer residence, Stokes Castle.
It was copied after a tower outside of Rome. It really is a tower, but it was always called Castle. I think the folks in Austin christened it the Castle because it was so unusual looking. And then they just walked off and left it.
The Stokes family used it for just one summer. Wealth like that has never returned to Austin.
I think there'll always be an Austin, and it will always be a functioning town, but I don't think there's anything in sight to make it grow a lot. Most of the people that live here sort of like it the way it is.
You find things to do. You can't go shopping every day. Why would you want to? We ride four-wheelers, we walk around, we drive around, we blast music, we terrorize the locals. And my friends and I go shooting down at the shooting range like all the time.
Yeah, they take the 22s or the shotguns and go down and go target shooting and stuff.
Like no big deal.
Yeah.
Most people don't think that's a good thing, like the anti-gun thing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun because I'm a girl And I get to show off to all the guys, and I totally whip them and target shoot.
She's a pretty good shot.
I am.
You know, we make our own way. In the city, you kind of depend on other people to help you along. Out here, we take care of our own vehicles, we take care of our own houses, so that results in lots of hobbies. So we have hobbies in repairing our houses, hobbies on fixing our cars, hobbies on collecting bottles, and raising families. We like to raise good families out here.
The hardest part here is lack of boys.
Lack of boys.
I'm Tara Manzini, and I live in Austin, Nevada. We're in the Golden Club. Since the 1900s, it's been family owned. We just got this back open in June this year. It's been closed for 20 years. Austin, well, you come out here if you like peace and quiet. 4 bars, 2 gas stations, 4 or 5 churches, and that's about it. Scott bartending?
Sure.
All right. This is my boyfriend, Scott Hansen, and he's responsible for the majority of this work in here.
So back here flaring to each other. Just kind of went for it. We didn't really think about it much. Said maybe, 5 years or so, and then figure out somewhere else to go maybe, or something else to do.
You're gonna have to put this on my tab.
All right.
Yeah, I think we have forced everyone to kind of upgrade as well, because everyone's just so stuck in their ways out here. I swear sometimes it's like the 1800s.
Cheers.
Thank you.
To the Golden Club.
Normally, I guess everyone likes to call this the kid bar, but there really isn't very many kids here. There's maybe 10 in between the ages of 21 and 30. And this bar's for everyone, though. This is Highway 50, and you never know who's coming through that door.
There were 157 Pony Express stations on the route from Missouri to San Francisco. Only few still exist. Most of the stations were relay points. Only few buildings had a roof and beds. Every rider had to average 100 miles per day, nearly 20 hours a day on horseback. The stagecoach needed 2 months to deliver a letter to the West Coast. The Pony Express riders needed only 10 days. The boys had to change the horses in less than 2 minutes.
That is the silhouette of a Pony Express rider that rode through here back in 1860, 1861. That's my legacy, if you will. I designed and had it put up there. But we're Pony Express riders. We do the reenactment each year. But we're still Pony Express riders. Right, we are Pony Express riders.
That's exactly right.
This is part of the original wall that went around the Pony Express station here, and that was part of history.
Dayton, the oldest town in Nevada, was one of the last Pony Express stations before crossing the border into California.
Larry McPherson, we're in Dayton, Nevada.
I'm Ron Bell. I was raised in Pennsylvania and moved up here just only 5-6 years ago.
Now this map depicts every stop along the Pony Express from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California, actually San Francisco. 1,966 miles. And we still do it today on our reenactment in 10 days. Then there was 40 riders going east or west. Today we do it every other year, and we have about 550 riders.
the respect for the old writers. I mean, I got into that. So I titled the poem Hoofbeats Sounding, and it goes like this. Hoofbeats sounding, waiting for the mail on the old Pony Express trail. Hoofbeats sounding, horses talking, smell of sweat in the air.
What we carry runs the nation, and we execute our duty well. We're the Pony Express riders, the boys that carry the mail. Well, now we've been shot at, ambushed, chased down, and almost killed. Soaked through, froze, survived heat that made us wilt. The food's a little scarce and the pay is hard to scale. We're the Pony Express riders, the boys that carry the mail.
We're the first settlement and Nevada's first gold discovery.
Well, we have a lot of firsts in Dayton. We have the first marriage, the first divorce, the first hanging, all of these things that we were first at.
100 years after the Pony Express ended, the people of Dayton got their first Hollywood experience.
One of the memories that I really remember was in 1960 when they filmed The Misfits with Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe. And I mean, this town was just transformed. We were paid $10 a day as an extra, and we got lunch at the Check Wagon. I remember it was really good food.
When Montgomery Clift was filming, they had set up an arena over here for the rodeo. They had him on a rocking horse, which was supposed to be a bucking horse.
I had never, I grew up here. I'd never seen anything like that. So movies was interesting.
It was Marilyn Monroe's and Clark Gable's last film, The Misfits. The story about a dancing girl and an aging cowboy stuck in the past was Arthur Miller's eulogy to the Western myth.
The myth is true, but it's not all myth. It's based on fact. When you get on a horse and you put on a hat, you change.
Anybody could have pride and manners and honor and whatnot. Miners could be that way, cowboys can be that way.
I don't want to stay here forever. I definitely want to travel, go to Europe, but of course I want to end up here.
I am very thankful that I can still get up on him. Come on, I'm 80 years of age.